Hey guys, it's Megan.
It's Dylan. I almost said Megan.
But welcome back here to the Wolterman Homestead. Today is butchering day of our last round of meat birds. We counted earlier. We have 11 left. He's been trying to kind of take a couple every evening for the last, I don't know.
I'd say a
couple weeks. So throughout the week he'll kill 2 to 4 birds. Just trying to not make it be so many birds here as just the two of us. But I'm going to let him kind of talk you through our stations and how we are set up and how we kind of do our birds, and then we'll kind of show you guys. I will go ahead and say, there will be no, you won't see any butchering. The actual deed itself, there are a lot of other really great channels, really great videos if that's what you're looking for. This is not where you're going to find it.
Today was a good day. We were with some good friends of ours, helping take care of their meat birds. So we're pretty fresh, pretty into a routine right now. So hopefully we'll knock them out pretty quick, and we'll show you guys how we'll do that. To my right here, I've got our dispatch station. It's a 5-gallon bucket with a 2-inch hole in the bottom of it, and then there's a collection bucket at the bottom that we use for our birds. Here briefly is our wash station where we clean up the birds, wash our hands when we need to, and take care of the bird. Back here is our boiler station. Briefly I'll talk about, we get our temperature from dipping the bird to about 160 to about 180, 160, 180 degrees. That has been our preferred temperature for when we dip the birds, and then they'll go into our Plucker machine right here to my left. And once their feathers, we get most of the feathers off, we bring it here to our final cleanup table where we'll pick off the little excess feathers that are still on our bird that the Plucker did not remove. So that is short and sweet our setup that we have here. I hope you guys enjoy that, like that. Any questions, let us know, and we can definitely answer them for you.
So Dylan is in the process of cutting up a bird, and then we're going to show you kind of how we process it. But I want to talk about kind of some of the things that you might want on your table. You might want like a Lysol spray or like a bleach type of spray. That way if you nick anything like a bile duct or a large intestine, small intestine, things like that, that you're able to clean up your meat. Wash it immediately, and then also clean whatever surface you are using. I also always like to keep a hot bowl of just soapy water if you're needing to wash your hands off real quick, or again wipe something. A really great set of knives. We really like this knife set. It's an old timer set. It comes with 3 different blades. There's kind of like a short one, and then Dylan has my favorite blade, but it's real long and skinny, and it does the job. You might want a bag if you want to keep your feet, if you want to keep the gizzards, livers, hearts, things like that. If you want to keep any of that, some of those things you can dehydrate and use them for dog treats. Some people like to eat them. We don't particularly care for it. I'm keeping the feet so that we can make a bone broth later on. Now these birds, I forget what breed we did, but they are smaller. They're definitely smaller than the birds we did yesterday. And then you'll also want whatever bags you're planning on doing your birds, whether it is in like a, what's the word I'm looking for, the bird bags that basically they saran wrap to the chicken in hot water. My mind's totally blanking what they are. Or if you're wanting to freeze them in food saver bags, things like that, you'll want some of those. But that's kind of what we have on our work surface, and then a trash can. In our video where we built our DIY chicken plucker. There was a lot of people that had questions with the electronics, so the electricity and the water kind of mixing. As you can see, we are not using a water hose as our plucker is spinning or working, functioning, kind of like you see other pluckers use. Our plucker machine just works pretty well. Whenever we have tried to add in the water, it just doesn't work out very well. It just, I don't know, cools the bird down, doesn't work like we would like it to. So we don't necessarily have the water. We actually don't even have a hose over here near any of these stations. The only water is in our scalding bucket, and then any excess water that would be coming off the bird. As you can see, we didn't use any water with it, and you can see all the feathers. Now in the one video we did talk about using this drain hole to try and get some of the feathers out. Yeah, that does not work, so don't bother putting a hole. Power washing it works really well, or just taking your gloved hands or just your hands and just kind of pulling them out works as well too. So there were several people that asked about the electricity and the water. So I just kind of wanted to address that. If you are going to build a plucker like this, be sure to have that idea in mind and to make sure you use safety precautions. This washer is not sitting anywhere near any water other than the water that is coming off of the birds as they get dipped, which honestly isn't that much. And then also we have it's like a plastic, and then he also has a piece of metal that is covering the electronic components. He is actually talking about getting some plexiglass and building a box frame. Maybe that's a project for next year, but doing something like that to help try and make it better when it comes to the electricity and the water part. When we were with friends yesterday, that was something that got brought up, and we talked about it with them, and just, you know, like this, made sure there was no water near it. We ran all the water like to the water table, because we took the water table with us when we went, and took the plucker, took the pot, took a lot of things, and got 57 birds done. It was definitely a task. It was a lot of fun, and just, you know, sitting around a table cracking jokes and talking. So that is kind of how we are addressing the water and the electricity with the chicken plucker. So again, always make sure to follow safety and think about those things if you are going to plan on building a plucker like this.
Hey guys, so this is my bird, but I'm going to pull all the guts out. If you want to watch me, then you can do that.
Daddy's flipping feathers in your face.
Yeah, you're flipping feathers in my face.
So yesterday when we were helping friends, Ellie kind of parked herself up to a guy named Matt, and he sat there and helped her
Pull all the guts out.
When it came to pulling out the guts out. She became his little helper. She enjoyed the anatomy lesson of, you know, the different organs and things in a bird, the heart, the liver, the organs, just everything. She thought it was really, really neat and a lot of fun. All right, so Dylan's gonna rinse the bird off one more time, get it all cleaned out. And then we've got the bag that they go in. I ordered these off Amazon. I think you can get them in different counts, different sizes. I can leave a link down in the description for these bags, and also these knives. This knife right here is the knife that I really love. It can cut straight through that neck bone like butter. Like, it is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna hold the one side, you do the other side. You put it in neck first, feet up. Sometimes the booty.
There you go.
Okay, and then you take the straw. Our bag came with 2 straws, so my 1 straw I accidentally left in the kitchen. You're gonna drop it down inside the bird. And then the bag also came with zip ties. So Dylan's gonna close the bag, give it a little bit of a twist, and then zip tie it. Okay. Now, if you want to take these and you can dip them in your stock pot, you can, but that stock pot is dirty. So I'm going to take this bad boy in the house. See, there's that other straw. So my water is a little bit low, but this is the last bird we're doing. I'm going to break down the last 3 remaining birds that we have. So you can hear the air escaping. Sometimes a little bit of fluid will come out. Dylan, you want to help me? That way I can. So I've got a wooden spoon also. That way you just don't burn yourself. Tip it back on its back end. But also I've learned that you want to try not to get, hold on Dylan.
Okay, sorry.
You want to try not to get these little thingies, these, what do you call this? A little tail wet, because sometimes it'll just like shrink up and then your tail's gone. So that was a little lesson I learned the hard way. Whenever your bird is done, you just pull it out, pull the straw, and zip tie it the rest of the way. And now you can weigh your bird. Whoops. Now you can weigh your bird, stick it in the freezer, and it is good to go. Here are some of the birds that we have done this evening. I'm gonna get ready and put them in the refrigerator. I just wanted to show you. Now they are different. So we have noticed that they are smaller than the first batch that we did. Granted, the first round were 12 weeks. Honestly, I need to look and see how old these guys are, but they are definitely ready. So I'll have to look up and see what these breeds are versus what we ordered the first round. But that's kind of all that we have here today. We definitely will be raising meat birds again next year. You think we'll do more next year?
Yes, I think we should probably do at least 40, in my opinion.
Well, we did 40 this year. Roughly. I mean, we've lost a few.
Roughly, yes.
In total, we ordered 40. But we lost some here and there. So.
Yeah, we did. We took it as a learning experience. You know,
Yeah.
We learned the hard way, the right way. But I think for anybody that decides to raise meat birds for themselves, will, learn along the way what's right and what's wrong. But at the end, it's really fulfilling that you can gain the experience and the knowledge to better yourself. And I think next year we should really challenge ourselves to do better.
Yeah.
And I would love to raise some more birds because, hey, it's meat in the freezer.
Yep, it is. So thanks for joining us today.
As always.
Take care.
And God bless.